talking about Abby and her boyfriend being airlifted to the hospital. You guys voted before we came to the segment. This is the one you wanted to hear.
Yes.
Abby, so you have a new boyfriend. You guys have been dating for how long now?
It was February 3rd, so that's a little over a month.
Fresh.
Like, yes. Very.
So if you call the show, Abby's our phone screener. She has a new boyfriend. And boy, that's quick to even be a boyfriend, huh?
Well, I mean, that's like when we were like official, but it was before Christmas. So.
Okay. And so what happens?
What happened?
Yeah.
Okay. So I went home to visit him a couple weekends ago. Had a great time. I got to meet some of his friends. We went to a show. And then, so he lives like an hour or so away from Wichita, Wichita was where my parents live. So he was going to meet them the final night, and we went to dinner. And it was just like a super quick dinner, and then we kind of went our separate ways. They were going to take me to the airport the next day, and he drove home. And I didn't really hear from him, and I was like, okay, I guess maybe he fell asleep, And so he calls me at 6 a.m. And I was like, oh, he's calling me to say, are you awake for the airport? You better go.
Good morning, Snookums.
Yeah, I was like, oh, how sweet. And I answer, and he's like, don't worry, I'm fine, but I am in the hospital. I was in the ER, and I had to be airlifted in the helicopter to KU Med in Kansas City. And I was like, what? I thought I was dreaming. I mean, this is 6 a.m.
And you had just seen him the night before at dinner. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, everything I thought was fine. And I was like, what are you saying? The first thing I thought was, he was in an accident, like a car accident or something. But it turns out, as we were eating dinner, he went to the bathroom really quick, and I wondered why. I was like, oh, that was kind of weird. He didn't say anything. He choked in the bathroom. He was choking on a piece of meat, and it ruptured his esophagus.
What?
So there was like a tiny hole in his esophagus, and on his drive home, he was in so much pain. And it turns out his chest cavity was full of air. Like if he would have gone to sleep.
Because of the hole?
Yes. As he was coughing and drinking water, it was like leaking out of his esophagus.
Whoa.
Oh.
Like that's like life-threatening.
So then what happens? He pulls over, or does he go?
So he went home, and he was like, okay, this is not normal. And he called one of his neighbors because he lives kind of in a smaller town. And he was like, what do I do? Like, she was like, I'll drive you to the hospital. And they don't have the resources at that hospital for what he needed. So that's why they needed to get a helicopter to take him to Kansas City.
Does he remember the helicopter ride?
He does. Yeah. And
Was he laying down?
He was laying down.
In a gurney?
Yep, he was. And it's funny because one of the medics on there was like asking him questions. And he's like, so do you have a girlfriend? And he's like, yeah, she's in Nashville. And they're like, is she a singer? He's like, no, she works in radio. And they're like, oh my gosh, Morgan? He's like, no, Abby?
That's funny.
I was like, what in the world? Why are you guys having a conversation on the way to the hospital?
Is he okay now?
Yes. He has not been able to eat for 2 weeks, and he has another week where he can't eat. He's been drinking. Like, he's lost weight. It's insane. I didn't even know this was a thing. This could happen.
But through his esophagus, like he can take liquid? Or is it like a feeding tube?
So they had to do a test where he drank this dye to make sure it's not leaking out really bad, or he would have had to have surgery.
Oh my.
So like I was waiting for those results, and it was so nerve-wracking. And then you guys were like having a party for me, and I'm like, this poor guy.
So when she came in, and we had her number 76 party or whatever, when her song hit the charts.
71.
It was the day after. Sorry, 71. It was the day after that had happened.
Yes. So I was so flustered, and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are calling me in there to party, and I couldn't even think.
Party.
I barely even remember that.
And then Lunchbox is making you feel bad, saying you can't sing while you're struggling with your boyfriend who almost died.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
One doesn't have to do with the other. One does not have to do with the other. There's apples and oranges. Singing has nothing to do with her boyfriend. I'm sorry that he's sick, but
yeah, he
whatever.
didn't know. So
yeah. But he can drink now.
He has broth. That's what he's been having.
Are you excited
Liquids.
about this Saturday?
Yeah.
Is he coming?
He is going to come.
He is?
Your boyfriend's coming to Strawberry Fest?
Yes. It's the first time I'm seeing him since this has happened, so I'm very excited.
We give him some time, Bones.
Oh, bring him on stage.
Okay.
Okay, and just so that we're learning from this segment as well, like online it says you have to go to the emergency room right away if you feel like this happening with your esophagus, because if it is treated within 24 hours, chances of survival are high. But then if not, it goes all downhill from there.
Because it was all going into his chest cavity.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I mean,
good.
I'm glad
everybody's
his
good,
neighbor,
right? Everybody's healthy. We're
everybody's good.
Victory.
Yeah.
But who would have thought?
He got a helicopter ride. That's fun.
I know, that's pretty
Choking
cool.
on a piece of meat.
I can't believe it.
Abby will be on Saturday with us. The Raging Idiots are playing Strawberry Festival right outside of Tampa in Plant City, Florida. You guys can come to the show. Still tickets to be had. Just go to ragingidiots.com or strawberryfestival.com, and Abby will be doing a little performance. National anthem. She'll be singing a song in our set. It's going to be great.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
And then if he pays for a meet and greet, he can meet Eddie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I may waive the fee for that. He
Oh,
almost,
okay,
he
that's
almost
good.
died.
Yeah,
Bones.
I'll meet him, but Eddie, he's difficult. So,
Right.
All right, Abby, I'm glad he's okay.
Me too. Thank you.
Are you guys happy you picked that segment?
Yes.
Okay. Well, and what this is what we learned. Chew your meat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't be swallowing it real quick because you got an attractive female friend. I mean, you just want to talk and say funny things and impress
He
her.
was meeting the parents, though. I'm sure he was real nervous.
It was his parents, right, or yours?
No, it was mine. It was mine. Yeah. So he could have been a little nervous.
I mean, God, this could have gone so bad.
He's going hard on that steak.
I'm so glad he's okay.
He was.
Can you imagine?
Oh, geez, yeah.
He was eating the steak like it's never been eaten before. I got a feeling. Wow.